Dr. David Fisman, an epidemiologist on Ontario's COVID-19 science table, found himself as the focus of a Toronto Sun article alleging that he received payment from the Elementary Teachers Federation to argue on the union's behalf against the Ford government's plan to reopen schools during the pandemic. Quickly after, the Premier's office released a response saying that, quote, neither the Premier nor this cabinet were aware of this potential conflict, and that the members of the science table should be, quote, absent of agenda or bias, and therefore this paid relationship raises legitimate concerns. Political analyst Keith Leslie says it would have been difficult not to know about Fisman's commitments.
The Premier's office really didn't know until yesterday that Dr. Fisman was also consulting for the Elementary Teachers Federation, which had quoted him in several news releases over the last 6-8 months as saying he opposed school reopenings. All of a sudden they're acting as this is a huge surprise. The Premier is shocked.
Fisman responded in a series of tweets saying his work with the union was, quote, very much in the public domain and transparent. The doctor went on to lambaste the Ford government's handling of the second wave, tweeting, among other things, quote, our long-term care minister is generally missing in action and seems unaccountable. And vaccination was a time-sensitive task and they blew it. And that the Premier is, quote, protecting his long-term care home owning friends rather than you. Keith Leslie adds that the motivation behind the Premier's outrage is suspect.
And it seems to be either very poor issues management or it's a huge distraction from the 3,300 deaths in long-term care and the doctor's letter calling it a crisis and asking for the government to finally address what's going on there, the bad vaccine rollout, the testing problems.
Hashtag Thank You David Fisman eventually became the #1 trending topic on Twitter as he received an uproar of online support, including from Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland, who is routinely touted as a friend by the Premier.
If there was one person I have confidence in, it's Chrystia Freeland, that we can work together. A productive and frank meeting.
To see Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland, Premier Ford's buddy in Ottawa, his new bosom buddy during COVID, she came out and, as you say, sat on side with Dr. Fisman here. That's really quite a blow to Mr. Ford and saying, you've taken the wrong side on this one. In particular, the public does not want to see the government attacking scientists.